Greetings. Welcome to Growth Hacking Show, where we bring investors, real estate investors, serial entrepreneurs, presidents of companies, CEOs, come and they share their experiences. So that way they share their top 3 missteps to avoid based on, so they have done those mistakes, so you don't have to. And they share their top 3 success secrets. You can actually take their wisdom and apply it for your own business, wherever you are from. In case you don't know me, my name is Mohammed Siddique. I'm the host of a growth hacking show and the co-author of New Success Secrets, available on Amazon, from Atlanta, Georgia. I have a very special guest today. He is no other than Bruce Johnson from Chicago, windy city in winter. Okay, so he has been involved in real estate almost close to 5 years. And before that, he was a home contractor, corporate cleaning, started from a single man. And he's still going strong and created a 10 plus people team. And then from corporate cleaning, he became a real estate investor after getting the right education first from national group. You might be wondering what that group is. I'm going to share with right now. There's no secret. Okay, the APAC Real Estate Investors Community. No, that's not a company name. We don't want to put a company. It's a group of investors all over United States in 52 plus cities right now at the time of this recording, where they have a local offices. People like Bruce are actually helping local people. You meet a local leader to meet a local people every week, not one time. They don't take your money and run away, where you can actually learn and actually meet them week after week after week, until you say, Bruce, I don't want your help anymore. Okay, that's how they really care about your success. And that's what we are bringing today. Please join me to give a warm welcome to Bruce Johnson from Chicago. Bruce, welcome.
Hi, thank you, Siddique. Pleasure to be here.
Let me start with this, Bruce. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to get into real estate?
Well, so I've always been a serial entrepreneur since really the age of 8, when I took on my first lawn mowing job and delivering newspapers and that. But I was one of those guys that just barely made it out of high school. And was married a year after that, and really was in the trades, growing up. But I had the opportunity to start my own carpet cleaning business back in 1984, and grew it from a one-man operation. Did everything myself, and I read a book by Michael Gilbert called The E-Myth.
Yeah.
And I actually employed their services for a few years, and I built a business that was built on systems, and grew my carpet cleaning business to 4 trucks, 12 employees, and had that business for about 16 years. And along the way, I was, working, 6-7 days a week. It was one of those, hands-on type of a business. But I'd bought a few courses on real estate investing over those years. And back in the mid 90s, there was a lot of cassette tapes that were available, and books to buy along the way, and I bought some of those, and it always piqued my interest that the wealthy of the world either made their money in real estate or they hold their wealth in real estate, and that was something that always attracted me and it appealed to me. So I had sold the business in the early 2000s, went to one of those 2-hour free workshops, and they had us go into a 3-day event where I was basically trying to learn real estate from a fire hydrant. And of course, that was really a staged 3-day event to sell you on their program, which can run $50,000 to $100,000 for what they're going to do for you. So I didn't invest in those programs, but I went and found my local group of real estate investors and become a member of a REIA club. It's a real estate investment association. There's hundreds of those throughout the country, and they normally meet once a month. And those are a good networking opportunity there to, meet other investors. People are looking to, propel their future, using real estate. And that was in 2005. And I don't know if you remember that market back at that point, 05, 06, 07. If you could fog glass, you could make money in real estate.
Yeah.
And then along came 2008, 2009, and the banks removed that mirror that you fog glass on, and they took away the financing. And I saw a number of people that just collapsed financially because the market had crashed. So I learned a few things along the way there, and I was a member of that REIA club for 6-7 years. Kind of did some things along the way with joint venturing and raising capital and partners, and even bird dogging properties for other investors. But we had the opportunity in 2012 to acquire that REIA club that I was a member of. And so we went into that format. Once a month, we'd have a speaker come in, they'd be pitching, selling a program or strategy, and our members would maybe buy it, maybe they wouldn't. But it was really a kind of a breakdown in supporting our members. It's real important to be able to support the training that you're getting, whether it's from an online guru or one of those traveling workshops that come in and out of town quite regularly. But we just felt the disconnect because we did the once a month meeting, and they bought a program last month, and this month we're selling something else, and then we weren't able to support what was last month, and so on and so forth. So we became a member of the national training group that you had mentioned, and within 6 months of becoming part of that community, it changed my life. I was able to go from at that point I had a W-2 job. I worked for somebody for almost 10 years, and I was able to go into real estate full time in 2014. And haven't looked back since. So it's been one of those things. You're gonna pay for your education one way or the other. Whether pay for it, through trial and error, or pay for it, on the front end and really get educated how to do things properly. So that's kind of where I came from, and up to that point.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much for taking us all the way. In 1984, I was in high school myself. So getting myself.
Yes. Right. I was out at that point.
Yeah. So you barely made it through the high school. So that's amazing. Very powerful story. So you involved into this group, which you hold a weekly meeting now. It's like in 5 years. How that life look like? You have it before and after, because people like with your experience.
Yeah, it's been incredible. It's such a blessing to be able to have a group that meets every week, and in fact, we meet several times a week. We do property tours with student deals and things like that. We have workshops that we attend, a couple times a month, and we meet on Tuesday nights every week to go through the classes together and really help empower each other. So we have a group of about 50 of us that meet every week. Mm-hmm. And anywhere from, people that are brand new, they just want to get into the business, to people that have dozens of properties already, and they've kind of bought those by on their own. They didn't really know what they were doing, and they're so thankful to be involved in our group and understand really the language of real estate investing.
Yeah, wonderful. That's amazing. So the newbies and people who have thousands of properties is all of the above. Basically, everyone is there to give, so everyone is supporting each other. That's the key part.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's, it just establishes the baseline communication that we have and the understanding we have together. So, so we can serve, people from A to Z as far as real estate investing goes, which is awesome.
Wonderful. Bruce, you have so much experience. So I'm going to ask you what are the top 3 missteps to avoid to grow your real estate business based on your experience?
Well, based on my experience, I would say the number one thing is, stop trying to figure it out on your own. There's so many resources online. You go to these online sites and, you get all this free information, and I get people that, they're going to, myself included, I was going to try and figure it out on my own. And that was probably the one thing. There's so much information. How do you actually implement what you're learning? So that's probably the number one thing. Number 2 is understanding what a bad real estate investment deal is for you, because I've stepped into a few of those landmines along the way, and it's cost. As I said, I learned valuable lessons, and they weren't inexpensive. So and number 3, this is a business of relationships, and beyond that personal relationship you have with others in your group, if you're going to do business with them, make sure that you have it in writing, that you're not understanding and trying to do business on a handshake. Mm-hmm. Ask me how.
Yeah, definitely. We say it, if you do in a handshake, your hand may be shaking forever after that.
Yes, my hands, absolutely.
Okay. Wonderful. Yes. Bruce, let's switch the side of the table. So what are the top, thank you so much. That's a great wisdom on this one. What are the top 3 success secrets of your success in real estate?
So the number 1 success is getting focused. Real estate is worldwide. There's so many different types and opportunities in real estate, but to really get focused, especially if you're just starting out, to understand what a good real estate deal is for you, and really to get laser focused, because if you can pinpoint 1 or 2 neighborhoods, even just to get to understand how the numbers work and what the after repair value is, and be able to work your numbers backwards from there, that's such a critical baseline strategy that you need to understand fully before you really take it to other markets. So that would be the number one thing.
Okay.
Number two, boy, just surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded.
Like-minded.
Yeah, that's so important to because real estate, growing up, we're always told that buying your house is your biggest investment of your life, and we become so intimidated by that. But to surround yourself with people that are forward-minded, that are, obviously real estate costs money. It doesn't necessarily have to be yours, but you can learn how to leverage other people's time, money, relationships, knowledge to do real estate, and to be surrounded with like-minded people that are looking in that same direction and moving forward in that direction is really powerful. And I think the third step would really be to educate yourself and get on a schedule and be disciplined with your education and really understand, the language of real estate investing.
Mm-hmm. Get education, otherwise try the cost of ignorance.
Yes, try the cost of ignorance. Yes, it can be expensive.
Yeah. So Bruce, I'm going to put you on a spot. Hopefully you are okay with that. I'm going to ask you a tough question now. In 5 years, show me the money. What kind of deals you have done? And and we all talk about, been very successful, and everyone has a different business. So you are welcome to, if you have written something somewhere, you are welcome to share. Take it away. What type of deals you have done?
Yeah, before I say that, real estate investing is really learning how to become a good problem solver and how to create value. Inside of, whether it's a seller that's distressed and they need to, to be done with the property, but you want to make sure you're treating them fairly, but to create value for them, but also to have value for yourself and your partners on deals. So let me see if I can do a quick little screen share. And pardon me one moment here. So let me just fix this here. Yeah. So my investor ID, my model of my business is to invest within 15 minutes of my house. So I focus, and I know my market like the back of my hand. I know, what a good deal is really quickly. And, whether we do fix and flipping or wholesaling, or if we're going to do buy and hold properties, those kind of things, we're looking to create value. And so this are really the profit summaries from deals that we've done recently on fix and flip properties. These aren't pie in the sky numbers. These are actual net numbers after we're done, at the end of the day with the transaction or holding them as rentals. So I've done almost $1 million in this example of profit, creating value inside of properties. So this is just like I say, a quick snapshot of some things we've done here locally. Done a few things out of state, but my main focus is to stay within my market and understand what my market is.
Mm-hmm. So mostly a fix and flip, and one is a note, and the 2 or 3 are on hold, buy and hold, like lease options.
Yes.
Give it and the 1, 2 I saw that the wholesale. So that's kind of mixed, subject to properties mostly,
Yes. So when I go in to look at properties, I'm looking at them from three strategies. I like to be able to go in and look at them, as a wholesale deal, a potential wholesale deal, or a fix and flip opportunity, or a buy and hold deal. So I always try and have those 3 strategies, in my tool belt. So, if something changes as we go into the project, we have other options.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's great. Congrats. It's a great work, and I'm sure. So which one was your favorite deal in this one? People deal of the decade. This is a really good one,
Well, so, gosh, I mean, you learn something on each of these. I would say probably the one that stands out the most here is the 327 Childers of Michigan City. That was a mortgage note. We bought a discounted first position mortgage note on a property. The mortgage note was valued at $525,000. This is a property that was, went through it was new construction back in 2007, 2008. It was about 80% done. And then the economy changed, and the developer had lost the property back to the bank. So this was a bank that had this large, $500,000 plus mortgage note on it that had been sitting on it for several years, trying to figure out what to do with it because there were unpaid taxes. There was a lot of debt that had accrued on the property with that and other liens. So we were able to buy the mortgage note for a huge discount. We bought the first position mortgage note for $15,000, $500,000 discount, and we had to pay some taxes on it. We took it through the foreclosure process. We cleared all the other liens, and we sold that mortgage note, which held the property to a neighbor 2 doors down for, I think it was about $270,000. But we had to clear up some tax issues. There was $70,000 in unpaid property taxes and HOA fees. So we netted about $170,000 on just that paper transaction. And this is a property I never even went to. This was all done online through Google Maps and Zillow and all those kind of things where I did my due diligence. So I would say that's probably my most favorite deal that we've done, even though that took about 9 months from beginning to end. Yeah. But it certainly was worth that 9-month wait. So,
wonderful.
Yeah.
So let me ask the other one. I'm sure there's always one challenging one where you say, "Oh my God, I learned so much, and whatever I was thinking, almost everything was wrong." So.
Oh my goodness. Well, there's one that we bought as a fix and flip. That was a 1432 Sherman. We thought that we could, resell it after we did a real nice retail fix on it, and it didn't sell. So we had to change our strategy after we got, through the end of the selling season. We actually went to the bank and refinanced out and paid off our investors, and then we now hold as a cash flow property. So, that's one that creates $500 a month in positive cash flow.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure now you learned so many things from that. You know what not to do again.
Well, and the market shifts. I mean, it is what it is, and you have to have other strategies in your tool belt that you can draw on, that you can adjust.
No, great. You're almost about to touch $1 million on this one. Congrats again. So you have to stop sharing the screen if you stop share.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm really proud of you. It takes a courage to show off your portfolio because many people kind of keep it to themselves.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, those are kind of the highlight of some things that we've done. That's not everything, but that's
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Bruce, how are you growing your real estate business right now in this economy?
How are we growing it right now? So there's a huge opportunity in real estate. It's just not on the MLS. If you're trying to work through, a realtor and or Zillow or Redfin or one of those online portals to find your deals, the challenge there is there's not that much inventory, and what potential deals do come up, everybody knows about. So my favorite strategy is to work with bank-held properties, REO type properties, and work directly with the smaller local banks and help them resolve their issues with properties that they don't want to be holding. So.
Great. So does it take a long time to deal with the bank, or you probably master the process?
Once again, it's about relationships. So I have relationships with local banks. It's not the big Bank of America's or Wells Fargo and those type of banks. These are the smaller local lenders that they have distressed assets too. So my recommendation would be to get in touch with them and build a relationship. So that way, when they have something that's going to be hard for them hard for them to hold on to because they have to do a lot of work to it, they'll give us a call, or we'll call them because we're watching public records and see if we can help them.
Wonderful. Bruce, how the people, Growth Hacking Show community, people who are watching this right now, they can support you?
How could they?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, we run a local REIA club here in Northern Illinois. It's called the Epic REIA. That's EPICREIA.com. And if you're in the Chicagoland area and you want to come out and check out one of our events, you can register at the website there. And we meet every Tuesday night, and then we have property tours we do every week on properties that our students are doing. And we have workshops at least once a month. So that's really the best way that you could support us here on a local level.
Wonderful. Bruce, we are about to wrap up. What would you say as a final word?
This is a marathon, not a sprint. If you think that you're going to make money in real estate, if you go to a 2-day boot camp and start making money in the next few days, don't get, not a good strategy to start with. This is a business that will reward you handsomely if you're willing to do the work and commit to it and stay focused. So that's really, my words to folks that are looking at doing real estate.
Stay focused. That word comes
Yes.
all the time. So
Yes.
thanks so much, Bruce, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Show community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia, wishing you good luck, good sales. I do have our path across again with another amazing guest. Until then, all best wishes.
Thanks, Siddique.